So move over every other BFG in Warframe. There's a new contender in town. Kinda. It's an old contender, but it's now been buffed a lot. Warframe's latest patch reworked Railjack, right? But along with those changes, they also buffed or changed how a lot of our Railjack weapons perform, like the Velocitus, the Arcwing sniper rifle or railgun. It has received a hefty buff to its base damage, charged damage, crit damage, and also to its crit chance and bullet velocity or speed. So it's gone from being a pure magnetic weapon to having an equal amount of impact, puncture, slash and magnetic, which has turned an already powerful weapon into a kind of feck off, you're dead and you're dead and you're dead, one charge shot all fighters in Railjack missions, all enemies in Arcwing missions, and it can do this to level 170 heavy gunners without a Riven. So it all looks great, right? But it's not without its downsides, in case someone is already typing it's overpowered and Scott's nerf hammer in 3, 2, 1. It needs that fully charged shot for the big damage, which requires a 1 second long charge up time. It needs you to be able to land that shot as well. Don't have that feckin' potato aim on fast moving ships on Arcwing enemies unless you have the Amisha, which probably all of us have, to slow enemies down. And if you decide to bring the Velocitus into normal missions, then enemy density will definitely be an issue, since it will kill them very slowly, unless maybe enemies decide to, oh hold on a minute, let us just all stand in a perfect line for you to kill them with that 5 meter punch through, slowly. On land, it also causes a heavy pushback with a fully charged shot, which knocks you out of your zoom and can cause more downtime in between each shot, but you need that charged shot for the big damage. So while these buffs do make it great for Railjack missions right now, as well as the Arcwing, it is not ideal. I'm not saying you can't use it, it can still do a lot of damage on enemies and it can kill them as effectively as anything, just that little bit slower. And you know yourself, in normal missions you want to kill enemies as quick and as fast as possible. Now it is pretty effective at hunting down orb mothers and eidolons if you want to use that with a buffed up chroma, a high power strength chroma, entirely up to you. In Arcwing missions as well, for some reason the projectiles from the Velocitus seem to bounce down hallways, off surfaces and wipe out enemies in a different room completely outside of the one you're in right now, which is great, not complaining about that. But the Velocitus is worth grabbing now more than it ever was. Now this is my build, it is pretty straightforward. Like I said, I have no Riven for my Velocitus rifle. Hollowed bullets, paralyzed scope and critical focus are for upping my critical stats. Then I have whichever elemental combo you want to use to go up against the faction you're going up against, whether it is radiation, corrosive, viral and so on, entirely up to you. I also have heat in there for armor reduction. Now again, how you mod, up to you. You know how to mod, I don't need to tell you. But let me know what you think of the Velocitus, whether you like it or not. Hit that like button or don't, subscribe or don't, but more importantly, thanks very much for watching.